Come on, you Gunners.
My man, bruh, it's hard to celebrate wins these days thinking of my guy's hamstring. But anyway, let's start from today's week.
Yeah, life at the Arsenal is not the same without Saka on the field.
It's
Absolutely
not.
different, different.
It's
And
not.
in fact, from our own point of view, yes, we got the win. It felt like a script win at home,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot seems so different with the way we play today, right? And we'll say bulk of that is owing to the omission. Now, the question is Saka the core and soul of Arsenal's style of play?
100%. It's not even because of the injury that we are realizing if he is or he's not.
Mm,
Over the couple of years, he has been the standout guy for
yeah.
any team that we've had. Even before Arteta, he has always been that guy that we can rely on, that can get that we can build our result around, and his value and importance has grown over the years to this point that we find ourselves, and it's just
And
heartbreaking.
that's the point I even want to pick up from. The point that we find ourselves. And we find ourselves in a position where we are heavily dependent on one or two players that in their absence, we basically lose our spine, we basically lose what we are known for in terms of our style of play. Would you say this is attributed to Arteta's system? Or the
Yes and no. The reason why is that any team in the world that has Saka or that has a player of that quality
yeah.
or a player of quality of Odegaard will feel their absence regardless. But where I would blame Arteta as well is that we don't have options. Then the next option that we have to play in those positions, the drop in quality is so huge that you almost don't think we can maintain that status. So it boils down to your depth in squad, the quality that you have in your squad, so that when those players are not available, yes, you would feel it, but it doesn't mean that you cannot now play your football anymore.
And this
So that's
begs
where I'll
to
blame him.
yeah, so and that's a very valid point, and it begs to reckon with the fact that there are two halves to what we are seeing right now: the lack of depth in quality,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Mm-hmm.
and a lack of different patterns of play to adapt to the strength of the
Players.
options you have.
Exactly.
There is
Exactly.
something Ateta made mention of in press conference that we're not basically going to look for a player to, step in Saka's shoes and try to do what Saka does.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try and create a system to benefit the capabilities of the players that are available. And that bothers me because the patterns of play that I'm seeing with the players that are available basically doesn't appear to maximize their full strength with the
It
system he
doesn't.
has.
It doesn't.
So I'm
It
like, what is really going on? Like, you put a Martinelli on the right, though the only thing I can say is a good thing I've observed with him on the right is that his delivery in terms of crosses are a lot better than when he was on the left. But in terms of what he brings into the play, like, aside from the men that are on him, how he beats his man, he actually did not have successful take-ons,
see,
right?
I even even the delivery that you're talking about, that his delivery was on point. The system is not made to benefit from that contribution that Martinelli is giving us on the left.
Yeah.
Because if it was Saka, the system was built for, if Saka cuts back on his left leg,
Mm-hmm.
run to the far post for those deep crosses, or he can also whip in a fast low cross with his right foot when he's going. So you see, the low cross with his right foot, or the far post cross with his left foot, is what the team has benefited and we has been built to benefit from. So it's almost like you build this team to benefit from the strength of this player.
Yeah.
Now, you now have another player that is giving you a different thing entirely.
Mm-hmm.
All those crosses, even the cross that led to the goal of Kai today, let us not forget about talking about today's game. But even that cross that he first puts in, there was no target, there was no player, there was no run
Yeah,
for those type of things. So even if yes, these are the things that he's putting in better crosses, it is still not we're still not benefiting from it because the system is not made to benefit from those things. So because you still don't have the targets in the box, you're not crossing to anybody. It's just like a wishful whip it across and let's see what
yeah,
happens. So
yeah.
that's
And another observation, we're even discussing before the game was over was how Odegaard was far off the paces today.
yeah, yeah,
Right, he
yeah.
grew into the game really late. Like the first half, no, 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 no. I'm like, what's going
Yeah,
on
he
with
was.
that
He
guy?
was. I really hope everything is well with Odegaard at home because he doesn't look he it's not as if he's far from it, but the little things that make him Odegaard, that make him those touches, those
Yeah,
passes, those first touch, those second touches, those crisp turnings and everything, it's not working for him. And I think, but that's just something that I think is a form thing. It's not a quality thing. It's not an injury thing. I just think it's
yeah,
something is a form of mental hump that he needs to come
yeah.
over. Yeah.
And I don't want to sound all doom and gloom because it's a game we actually won. It's just that the manner in which we won it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not as encouraging
yeah.
because we are going to be coming up against other things that, for instance, we're going to be facing Brentford next away.
Low block. Yeah.
It's going to be low block. And now it feels like we've given every other team in the Premier League a template to be able to play against Arsenal. Like right now, the way Arsenal are without Saka, if you play a low block, there's definitely no threat on the flanks. And even going down the middle right now, Jesus is still like our most unpredictable player, right? In terms of what he can do in front of, the 18-yard box or within the 18-yard box.
Mm-hmm.
But you see Kai comes clutch. Yeah, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna say he doesn't, but
Mm-hmm.
as an overall football player for the Arsenal, there is so much you are missing from more of what he could offer. Like I'm seeing Kai, and I'm like, aside from those, key moments where you come in, you crash the box, and you maybe put in a goal. I'm not seeing those intricate plays. Like sometimes when he calls for the ball, he receives the ball, you think he's going to do something. He's just doing the simplest thing, the most basic thing, or passing the ball back or giving the ball back to the man as if, I'm like, guy, you asked for this ball as if you're going to do something. You just passed it back. I'm like, well, we need more from that position. If he's going to be introduced to the midfield as probably our 9.5, he doesn't have the technical qualities as a ball playing man, as a ball playing athlete, to deliver us much more. Because see games like this where Odegaard is actually not up to speed. We expect someone like a Kai to probably step up. But he stepped up in a goal scoring front. But in terms of combination play, he offers us little to nothing.
So I would differ on that a little bit, but I will agree with you that um we can get more from that position, and we can even get more from Kai playing with with a striker. It doesn't have to be Jesus, but a striker. In any put a Jesus there, put another goal scoring striker there, but Kai can be better in playing in that middle. So I agree with you when it's something like when you call for the ball, you can do more with the ball, and even when you are driving, you can drive towards the goal, not towards your own goal. Go towards, like, make forward drives. But I feel this is still part of the system again that we're talking about. It boils down to the system that we are playing, that Ateta is setting up. We know before today's game, we knew that Ipswich coming to Emirates will play a low block.
Yeah.
So if your reason for playing Kai in the middle and Jesus up front was to counter that low block in terms of like, okay, making the runs, running into spaces when you're with the ball, when you're not with the ball, build up play, link ups, link up control and stuff like that. If that is what we are to expect from our team against a low block team, we did not see that today. So again, is it a Kai issue, or when Merino came into that place, we
Yeah.
saw the difference?
Yeah.
So that means that, can I say a difference of personnel will bring a different outcome, or it is just it is just the team? We really cannot. The team is so predictable now and blunt. We know what we would get again. So for me, it's Kai can give us more, but he's not giving us nothing. He's giving us
Yeah.
vital points, vital
Obvious.
runs,
Yeah.
vital
Yeah.
tackles. But he can give us more. But I think the system itself needs an injection of new ideas, especially in the attack, that
Yeah.
can be a product of maybe tactical changes or additions, because we need additions right now, because all our attackers have been figured out. We know what Martinelli will give us next game. We know what Trossard will give us next game. We know what Jesus will give us. Those runs of going to the flanks, tricks and flicks. We already know. So do you think if I'm Arsenal's opponent, I cannot create something up? And most often than none, we will be figured out. It would work.
Yeah. It's been happening. It's been happening this season already, and all that we are saying so far, right, it still points to the manager.
Yeah.
Ateta has had now 5 years,
5 years.
and honestly, I would say, without a shadow of doubt,
He's not a rookie anymore.
he's not a rookie anymore, and his recruitment so far so good is more underwhelming than overwhelming.
Has been average.
Very, very average.
It's been
Because
average.
let's compare managers that we are kind of like associating him in the class of. People like Klopp, people like Pep. Now, if we're in the same league now, we know that these guys have been the best managers over the decade, right? Now, Ateta has come into the conversation because he has competed in the
With them.
last year, in the last 2-3 seasons. But if you look at it closely, in terms of recruitment, what these guys have done within the time frame, let's say the first 5 years of their tenure, right? What they've done in terms of recruitment has obviously transformed, the system of their respective clubs. But what he has done with the Arsenal right now, there are a lot of more mess ups in terms of recruitment than marquee signings that have gone on to transform the squad overall. Now, if you look at what we are saying now as, our major core, our major soul of the team is missing, and you can see clearly that we are not where we're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Saka was not a signing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who has he signed as an attacker on that right side since he came in 5 years that would say comes close to deputizing for a Saka?
Nobody.
Nobody. Nobody. Even
Nobody.
the Pepe that was actually closest to Saka, if you ask me. Like, I feel Pepe's game in Arsenal is part of what helped Saka develop himself as well.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, because
Yes.
there is something about Pepe's game that Saka was able to pick up from and improve as a
Yes.
player.
That cutting in. That
Yes.
cutting in.
His left
Yes.
became lethal because he saw example. Because
Let's not
that was
lie. Yes. I agree with you. I
that's
agree
it.
with you.
And
I always say it. I think part of my problem with this system that Ateta has created is that it is too academical. It is too calculated in the sense that you need a whole lot of things you need a whole lot of things working well for everything to for it to work well.
mhm,
But if one thing doesn't work well, everything
every other thing will crumble.
will crumble. So for me, that is too that is too structured. Like
It's
football
too,
isn't
and it's
like that.
telling it's telling on the game. That's why even
We are
one of the things
predictable.
I penned down when we were watching the game was like, this is too rigid.
Yeah,
Uh, and it's so clearly rigid because you know that Ateta is trying to be very careful. He has become so calculative and is now overcomplicating the flair of what our game should look like.
exactly,
I'm unhappy with the fact that our defenders are seeing more of the ball throughout the
bruh.
90 minutes period of a game. Guy, look at it now. How many
Sal-
people actually got more successful passes? Is Saliba?
Saliba got over 100 passes, over
That,
100
oh,
completed passes.
I'm like,
Uh,
why? Why?
Oh god!
I get that.
As I was watching the team, as I was on Twitter, one guy said that beginning of the match he was like he's sure that Saliba would have more passes than Ipswich.
Yeah.
And it might be, I don't know. I'll have to check the stats, but it can be possible.
Yes.
It can be
Yes.
possible.
Yes. I don't think any Ipswich player completed as many passes as Saliba did.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
so
So, I'll take the 3 points anyhow, but it's not something I would be excited about,
because
especially how we played and how we looked.
it's clearly indicative of a major challenge that is going to be coming up in the next few
He
weeks.
so
We are going to have Saka out of the team for a
Saka had
crucial period
surgery.
in January, and
Saka
I'm
had
not.
surgery.
He had.
Yes, I just saw it today. Like
Oh,
what I heard yesterday was he didn't have surgery, but today now, Ateta confirmed that he had the procedure and he will be out for more than 2 months.
more than what?
So more than 2 months, way more than 2 months. So that means it's likely a a a tear, that he's had surgery for, and now like normally first it's like 2 months to recover after the surgery before you now even start talking about rehab. Then you know what happens to hamstring tear rehabs. You can like recurring depending on how the bruh. It's just it's we have to sign now. There's nothing. There's no solution
I'm even
that we
now
can
worried
come
because
up in the
because
team. We have to sign.
I I told you now that if there's a surgery, he probably might be out for the rest of the season. Realistically speaking, now I don't even know whether it's a lateral tear or a vertical tear. I hear that the lateral tears are worse
Yeah,
than vertical tears. The
yeah.
vertical tears still heal faster. Another thing to also consider is the fact that whatever procedure they would have done, I'm sure Arsenal is going to take into consideration that Saka needs to be back on the field by any means possible. So they'll get the best of whatever they have available to
Hmm.
get him back up to speed. But we cannot take away the fact that January is going to happen without him.
It
February is going to
has.
happen without him, and we need someone. A lot of names have been popping up, and I would like to
We need
get
people. We need people.
we need.
We need
First,
people. We don't need
first,
someone.
yeah,
We
first
need
I'm going
more
to even
than
say
one.
what areas of the pitch would you say we need the most? Attack, midfield, or defense to
So I
start
will
with?
first start with what I think we can achieve in January.
Yeah.
I don't think we can get that striker that we want in January. So I would not say we need a striker, but the reason why I will not mention a striker is because I don't think we can get that striker in January. So I
Yeah.
would go with um a winger, maybe a left wing or a right wing, somebody versatile that can play in different positions, either left wing or right wing. But I will pen it down as right wing.
Mm.
Then I might even get 2 players, maybe a right wing and a left wing. Just 2 players that can play in any position up front. So you can have 2 positions, maybe a right wing and a striker, or left wing and right wing, or left wing, whatever. But I need 2 players. The reason being that I think our attack is in need of something new.
Yeah.
It is so obvious. We need something new. It doesn't have to be a world class player, but somebody that can deliver something new right now in
Mm-hmm.
this team will take us to the next level. It's just like you finished one level, you need to go to the next level to get new goals. So probably we know that we'll be playing against low block teams right now. So we need people that can drive and take a long shot from far. You know,
Yeah.
if we have, I'm not saying that we should go and get another Sanchez right now, but a Sanchez in the team, in a team right now that is coming from the right wing, coming from the left wing,
He
hit
just
that
he just,
shot.
he just had to pull off that name, Sanchez.
Yes, because that those are the type of like
Yeah.
forwards that we need right
Game
now.
changers.
Game changers, X factors. So for me, those would be my consideration. I don't think we need any defender. I don't think we need any midfielder right now. I don't
And
think
that's
it's
where I might beg to differ.
hmm,
I feel we need an option of a player, right? Maybe those typical utility
for
players that
Odegaard.
Ateta. Yes, for Odegaard, because Ateta doesn't seem ready to actually bring in Ethan as the debutant for Odegaard. And honestly, I wouldn't want us to risk going further into the season without having an ideal replacement for an attacking midfielder that actually has more goal contributions within him. Having
I
one
agree with
goal,
you. I
having
agree with
one
you.
yeah, having one goal so far this season from our attacking midfielder, even if he was absent for a couple of games, is still too few. It's still too few in terms of his stats. The attempts he has on target, he doesn't do as much. I know he enjoys his contribution. We actually enjoy it as well in terms of his assist and all. But we need someone. We need someone that can actually give us
I
something
agree with
as
you.
an
I agree
alternative
with you.
10.
I agree with you. I don't think Odegaard is attacking enough for us to depend on him to be our creative
The only
facilitator.
creative outlet. That's the only creative outlet we have. And bro, we have a lot of games. We still
Hmm.
have the Champions League we are going to be heading into. There's still the FA Cup that's not going to be an easy run.
We must win the FA Cup. We
Bro,
must win the FA Cup.
that FA Cup is a different ball game entirely.
We
We
must
also
win that
the,
FA
the,
Cup.
but the closest to us now is the Carabao, and I'm not even going to discriminate. That Carabao Cup, we need to
Ah,
do all that we can do to win it.
ah, that's our Champions League right now. Whatever
So
is in our front is our Champions League right now. We
So
need
there's
to get
there's going to be a lot in terms of the demand on these players, and I don't think we
tough
have
times ahead,
depth.
though. Tough
There
times
are tough
ahead.
times ahead, bro. The
Tough
the
times
thing
ahead.
is that thing you said yesterday that I was like, nah, it's still a long season, bro. This is Liverpool's league to lose right now.
Of course. Did you see? Are you seeing Liverpool squad?
Their attacking options just mesmerizing, bro. Just mesmerizing. There is a constant threat on the right, which is Mohamed Salah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the major difference that separates them from a team like Arsenal is you see the threats they have from the left
Yeah,
is as little, and you don't even know who you're going to come up against. Are you going to come
exactly.
up against a Diaz or a
Or
Gakpo
Cody.
or a Jota?
Then
Bro,
you still have the Nunes up front to worry about,
to worry
which
about
is
because he's
who
going to
is
be
not
a
a
trouble for your
bro.
defenders.
He will disturb you.
And you have goal scoring midfielders in people
So
like Curtis Jones,
suppose
Soboslai,
like
McAllister.
McAllister is dropping assists. He's bruh.
So the goal contributions they're getting from the midfield and also from the left side of the attack, come on, is a lot. Trossard has how many assists this season so far in the Prem? Like 2 assists from
Mm-hmm.
our
Two or
left
three.
side. So that is still very
It's
negligible
poor.
compared to
It's
what we should
poor.
be having.
It's poor. Yeah. So
If
we have
we are
spread the
indeed
goals
competing for the
around
league,
them.
oh,
Yes,
nah, January.
we've spread the league. We've spread our goals around and all, but we are still poor. We are
Nah,
far from where we need to be. We're
nah.
far from where to be.
There's the January transfer window. Nah, Ateta has to do something. Now, if there are some players that I feel he can go out and get at this point in the season. Well, maybe I might be, you know, looking at it from a myopic point of view because Ateta
Mm-hmm.
is always talking about getting the right person, getting the right. But
Of
bro,
course.
there are players right now in the league that if we can sign, we should sign them now.
Yeah.
One player on my mind right now is Cunha from Wolves. But honestly, if I'm going to be very, realistic, Wolves ain't gonna let that guy go.
Especially not now.
They are
Only if
fighting for
he
their lives. Yeah, so
only if he creates a fracas, he starts making
so
histories
it's
and all
probably
like
not
that.
gonna happen. And all the other
Yeah.
players that we're looking at as options, Semenyo now in attack, right? That's another probable option, but that's gonna be hard for Bournemouth to let go of because they are also in contention for European sport.
But to be honest, yeah, um, yes, it's difficult, but those are the type of like deals that we need to make happen
Mm-hmm.
if we want the game changers or if we want all these like difference makers that we want to see in our team. Even though in terms of like quality versus quality, it's not going to be anything close to Saka, yeah.
No.
But these are like players that are giving good numbers in the league right now. Especially even I would like to throw Mbemo inside as well.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
true.
Mbemo is also like a very good option as well, and he's somebody that you'll be surprised that can just he's not like a world class X factor kind of player, but these names are people that can give you like contributions and you can look back at the end of the season like, oh, this was a good January addition. But uh I also feel like I've seen some reports talk about this. There's this guy from Las Palmas. I keep forgetting his name. And there are reports that we might sign him for 50 million.
What
But
position does he play?
he plays like attacking midfield and right wing. He looks like Pedri. He looks
Oh,
like
okay.
he looks like Pedri sort of, and he plays like him. So, but that those are like Spanish. That's another like Spanish connection, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
But I just feel that whatever he does this January, we need attacking additions more than one. I won't be satisfied with just one, but we need attacking options.
We definitely do because no, today's game, yeah, we won it. We're 3 points second on the table, which is good. Yeah, we're finishing off the year close to the top. Yeah, indicative of the fact that we've been up there
Yeah.
contending for the league. But there is something discouraging about the way we play that we need an extra spark. We need
Mm-hmm.
something that teams cannot sit back against. So Ateta has to do something.
He has
Has
to do something. He has to do
and
something.
if we're to look at now, like to even tell you how
No,
average this
but but
performance.
but there was a good thing there was something at least I want to talk about that was a
Yeah,
positive from today's game. Miles Lewis Skelly.
yeah. We're going to get to that. We're like, okay,
Miles
I
Lewis
know we've
Skelly.
spoken about how distasteful it was, but there's some good takeaways from the game.
Yeah,
Players that we're encouraged to see. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the guy.
he's ready. That's his
He's
position
ready.
now. He's
He's
our
ready.
left back.
And it's amazing. We see how Calafury actually has to sit back and watch what
Mm-hmm.
this guy is doing, how
Mm-hmm.
strong he is. He's not as wild, right? He plays. I know some people might
Matured.
have a problem. Yeah, some might have a problem with this comparison, but he seems a more
Yeah.
mature player than even Calafury.
Yes. And it looks like we have two timbers.
Yeah, even the commentators actually have errors in terms of when they call, oh, that was a nice, clearance
It
from
looks like
Timber.
we
But I'm
have
like,
two
no, that's
timbers
Luskelly.
because there's this calmness, there's this protection of the ball that he brings. He doesn't lose the ball. He recovers the ball. He doesn't shy away from tackles. He doesn't go into tackles as rash as
Uh,
Calafiori, you
yeah,
know, and which you also see that it doesn't open him up to those kind of like injuries, like tackles, all those stamps that we're always
yeah,
scared that Calafiori. goes into, and I'm like, don't go and injure your ankle, all those your foot,
And and
you know.
there's this thing he does on the ball that makes me, recall that he's actually a midfielder. The way he drops his shoulder and make a
And
turn.
tons, yeah.
Yeah. That I'm like, oh, that's good. That is so good.
And
Like,
it starts us on the attack.
yeah, so
If
you
you notice,
see
once he does that, he's on the attack. And I'm like, come on, we need to build more of this rather than see it discouraged and see that thing being coached out
coach
of
away
players like
from the
that.
guy because that's
Yes,
an instinctive way of playing that
yes, you
he is
already
used
know.
to.
Yes, you already know that this guy does this. Like, this is who he is. Don't now coach it away from him,
Yeah.
bro.
No, I'm let me just even put it this way. Miles Lewis Kelly for me was one of the encouraging factors I've seen in this game today. And honestly, in as much as we say Kai puts in the work, he works his
Yeah,
socks off every time.
in
He was
depth,
everywhere in the first half.
in
And
depth
big
as
ups to
well.
him. He clearly deserved the goal he got. That was a fantastic finish. But every other person defense, basically, I would say standard seven. Standard
De-
seven.
yeah, Declan also put in a good shift
Yeah,
because
now getting into that position, Declan actually put in a good shift.
they
A
put in a
very,
good
very
shift.
good
Yeah.
shift. It's just that the situation Ateta is currently having that I feel is as a result of Jesus' form is the fact that he still wants to have Kai Havertz in the team. Hence, he has brought him into midfield to entertain Jesus up front.
So
But yeah,
I think the option that I see Ateta doing now is that, anytime we're playing against a low block team, he
yeah,
can play Kai in the midfield and Jesus, as in Kai and Jesus, by dropping Kai in the midfield and all. But I don't think that's our best option now.
mm,
I still genuinely feel that we can get better out of the team without playing Kai in the middle.
yeah. I honestly feel our starting midfield should still be Rice, Partey, Odegaard.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, but that's yeah. I To be honest, I genuinely feel Rice can still play against a low block as a left center mid.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel it can still
With the
work.
goal he
And
scored against Crystal Palace, like
yes,
in those
yes,
positions, yeah, you want to see more of
yes,
him
he
there.
will be closer to getting those long range shots that he even tries when he's at 6. So
Yes, now.
so
Nah,
I
I'm
feel we can
just
get better from that.
yeah, I'm just looking at it like, okay, Jesus is on form. He needs to be
Mm-hmm.
in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Ateta also wants to keep Kai in the game, which obviously today now
It
shows that
works.
it's
Yeah. Even
important.
last game too, it worked.
Yeah, so we'll trust the process as far as this season is concerned. Everything at the end of the day will be on Ateta's table at the end of the season. When we look
Yes,
at it
so
and say, "Come, your summer transfer was not above average, and it's all
five
yours." And
years.
if he works in magic and gets us, to lift a trophy, especially the Premier
You
League,
now whine us. You now add more years. Like,
everybody will say, "Okay, big ups to him.
yeah,
He
give
did
him a
it
couple of
regardless."
years.
But we'll keep watching, and hopefully we get some transactions or some signings in this January transfer window coming up. But till then, we
Yes.
have our game 1st of January. I know we're going to a difficult ground, but I feel we should be able to, come off
Yeah,
with three
absolutely.
points as
Absolutely. It's the
well.
London Derby, and we've been having good results in London so far. So, um, yeah, I'm actually excited. I'm looking forward to the match. I hope we'll see something different, especially playing away. I hope Brentford will come out to play more rather than set up a low block. I
Yeah,
It's exciting. I'm excited to see what the match
yeah.
brings.
Even if they set up a low block, we would have to be very cautious of their low block as well because they can also thrive on a counter.
They have good players. They have good
Risa
players.
and Buemo can shock you with
They
a
have
counter.
good players. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that'll be one to look forward to. As far as today is concerned, we know that okay, we're finishing the year second on the table.
Second.
Yeah. Right now it's Liverpool's to lose.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've done
but we
something
are where we
similar,
want to be. We want to be the one chasing people, and rather than being the chased.
being the
So
one chased, right? From my
yeah,
experience, and with what Arsenal did in 1997 by overturning a 13-point lead that Man U had at the end of
yeah.
the year to actually lifting a trophy. I don't know if Arteta is capable of that though, but
We'll
uh,
see.
we'll find out. Let's see if
We'll see.
Arteta can set up his own.
I would have just wanted us to have like Nations Cup in January right now, so that
Oh,
African Nations Cup, so that
I'm sure that's
Mo,
because of
so
Salah.
that Mo Salah can get out from Liverpool for now and let us let us get some points over them. But
Oh God.
but it's still a long season, and we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see about.
yeah, yeah. Another player I didn't mention that I don't know. I don't think it's possible, but maybe Arsenal should actually try and look forward to signing is Lukman. Lukman might come and Lukman can come and do a Salah esque for us. You know how
He can
Salah
be our
left.
Sanchez. I'm telling you. Oh
Yeah.
God.
A lot were like, he was in the Premier League. What did he do? He might come back and he might be like a
Salah was in
Fulham
the
episode.
Premier League. Kevin De Bruyne was in the Premier League.
Salah was in the Premier League. He went
Uh-uh.
to Italy, got his form with Roma, came back. He now
KDB.
has gone to Atlanta,
Uh-uh.
gotten the form back. Let him come
Come
back. Well,
on. But how
Ateta,
much?
please.
How much? How much you look, man? But
Nah,
let's
it's
see,
going to be
sha. Let's see.
Africa's
Let's see.
best.
Let's see. The window will open what Wednesday. We'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe. We'll see
yeah,
what will happen.
yeah. All right, my man.
Nice one,
Thank
man.
you.
Nice
Thank you
one,
all for
G.
watching. Look forward to our next video. Please like, subscribe, and
Nice way to sign off for the year.
yeah, great one. Yeah. Our first Christmas, our first end of year match post game review. Thank you so much. All those that have watched, liked, followed, commented, thank you, big thank you.
We
Looking
appreciate.
forward to much more content coming in the next year and many more seasons to come. Cheers, peace out, come on
Come
you
on,
Gunners.
Gunners.